What's up, fellas? So let's get ready to finish this up. Masculine frame to the death of me, or the good, the bad, and the ugly to masculine frame. All right, guys. So as y'all guys know, in every aspect of life, there's some pros and there's gonna be some cons. It's always that to everything in life. If you're a guy that can pull a lot of women and attract and sleep with a lot of women, well, guess what? You're not going to be optimizing your productivity. It's just the way it is. I have a hard time believing LeBron James and Kobe Bryant are where they're at if they were just hound dog guys sleeping with 5,000 women a year, which they probably could if they wanted to, right? I have a hard time. I'm not saying that they couldn't be good players. They would still be great players. But I don't think that they are the players that they ended up being if they would have been chasing tail or sleeping with women, as many women as they can. All right. So we always associate sleeping with women as a good thing, but you'll have a lack of productivity. And as with masculine frame, there's always a catch to everything. All right. So today I want to get into the cons of having masculine frame. Okay, guys. Number one, guys, it could make you look boring. Guys, you have to learn how to balance this masculine frame. I'm at the stage now to where I'm popular enough to where women probably even know about masculine frame, right? I was listening to, like I tell y'all guys, I'm always listening to the enemy's playbook, right? And I implore you guys to do the same. I always like listening to, guys, you got female books, The Power of the Pussy, Not Your Mother's Rules, The Rules, and all these things. You'd be a fool not to read those things or listen to those things on Audible, because it's basically the enemy's playbook. All right, the opponent's playbook. And so in one of the Not Your Mother's Rule, which was a refreshed version of the rules, at the beginning of the book, the lady said, so ladies, thanks to media publications and news outlets and things, guys are familiar with the rules. And so when you do delayed phone calls or play too hard to get, guys just associate that with you being a ruse girl. All right. The woman the woman who wrote the book said that at the very beginning of the book, that the shit done got so popular of her strategies that guys know about it, which she's true. So women kind of know about this term masculine frame floating around, right? A lot of dating coaches started talking about it. So it's a pretty popular thing right now. It's no longer a hush hush thing like only 500 guys know about it, right? It's one of the reasons why when you delay texting a girl back for 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, she pretty much know you done got that from somewhere, right? Back in the days, guys, when I was in school, it was commonplace, this before cell phones. When I was in high school, what we would do is, the thing was, you wait 3 or 4 days or 2 or 3 days to call a girl. It's about 2 or 3 days. You didn't want to look desperate. This is long before any of these dating books came out, any of that. The strategy was, you got a girl number, you had to wait about 3 days, so you didn't want to look desperate, right? So when a girl, when I was in high school or in my early 20s, when you would get a girl number and she was really interested, she would always say, now you ain't gonna wait 3 days to call me, are you? Basically, she was letting you know that I already know about that little tactic about waiting 3 days to call so you don't look desperate. So you would meet a lot of women who would flat out from the get-go let you know you don't have to wait 3 days, right? I won't think you desperate. Okay? I'm saying all this to let you guys know that when you're on these dates with women, due to the popularity of masculine frame and the way it's been broadcasted, that a woman probably associate you with being in your masculine frame. And so you're not going to be masculine to her. You're just going to be boring. So you guys have got to learn this balance with the masculine frame. A good thing, guys, what I always say, guys, you should be doing, as I would say, that communication should be 50-50. And the reason I say that, and most dating coaches would say, well, the woman should do most of the talking. And probably back in the day, I probably would have agreed with them. But I'm going to tell y'all guys why I no longer apply that philosophy of the woman talking more. When the woman talks more, what happens is you can enter her frame. And she's controlling that interaction, that dynamic interaction. And so basically, guys, the person who is doing the most talking actually controls that dynamic. And you guys saw a lot of PUAs back in the day say maintain frame, which means keep the woman in your frame, which means you lead the interaction, which I like that much better than letting the woman do most of the talking. Now, if you're asking her questions and she just blab on and on and on, then that's fine. But what I don't want her to do is dictate the direction of the conversation. I want that to be up to you. And so by you doing that, and I understand you can ask some people some stuff and they can just blab on and on and on. Case in point, look at me fucking 10 minutes into one talking point. You see what I'm saying? And so some women are like that also, right? You can throw them a little fishing line and they just blab on and you ain't gonna out-talk them. But I want you to control that interaction. That means that if there's any silence in this conversation, you are responsible because you're supposed to dictate how this goes. And guys, this is where game comes into play. This is where game, and I separate game from personality and charisma. Game means you have a point of attack and how you want to go about getting this. So when I was a trainer at the gym, guys, I had a game, a strategy when I approached the client. I had a game in overcoming their objectives. Okay, guys? And you have to have a game plan already in your head to overcome not only objectives, but silence or quietness in the interaction. Okay? Because it makes you like you can't hold a conversation, control the conversation, and lead the conversation. The woman is looking for that direction. You will run into masculine bitches who want to try to lead. No, you take back the lead. No. I answer the questions. You don't say that, but you take control of the conversation and your actions are saying that. You don't say that. Okay, guys? The person who's leading the interaction is making the other person qualify themselves to that person. Okay? It's the reason why when the police pull you over to give you a speeding ticket, they're asking you questions. You're not asking them questions. That's because they're in control of the situation. The same thing goes for on a job interview, right? Unless you're a very sought out applicant, they're asking you questions and they're making you qualify yourself to them, not vice versa. Now, if you're a high, let's hypothetically say Giannis Antetokounmpo comes up for free agency. Well, when he talks to the teams, he's going to ask the questions. That's because he's in control of the situation because he's the high value commodity. Okay? The 12th man on the bench can't do that. You take what we give you. Okay? So if you're not in control of the person who's in control of the conversation is the one with the power. The person with the power is the one who holds the most value. Okay? So when you let the woman control their interaction, and I have no idea how the fuck I got on this, y'all guys know. Y'all just pay me no mind. It'll towel in. Just trust me. Y'all guys trust me. I end up trying to teach y'all one thing, and I end up trying to teach y'all a whole goddamn other thing. Y'all never know what you're going to get over here with AMS. I might throw a chest workout in this motherfucker in the middle. You never know what you're going to get, right? All right. But getting back to my talking point, the person who's in control of the conversation is perceived as having the higher value. If you want to go work at Google, Google ain't finna let you bring your ass in there and ask them questions. So what's the 401k package? What's the holiday pay? What's the this, that, and other? No, your ass better go in there with hat in hand and sell them on yourself and not expect them to sell themselves on you, to you. You better go in there with your goddamn hat in your hand and hope they give your ass a goddamn job. And that's the same way you go on these dates, okay? So the point what I'm saying is masculine frame can't be boring because you guys supposed to theoretically be leading the conversation anyway. Masculine frame is about maintaining a mature frame point, but it's not about sitting here being a mute thinking you cool Mo D and ain't gonna say shit. It's not about that. It's about you standing your masculine core and holding a mature framework, but not about being quiet. And it can't be because you're supposed to lead the conversation. All right? Any awkwardness or quietness in the conversation falls on you because the woman looks at you to lead the conversation. It falls on you. So if you see any quietness or like, damn, you don't know how to lead the conversation, that's on you. The man's supposed to do that. Next, could cause you to come across nervous or unsure of yourself. So guys, when you're too quiet, particularly when you go out with real attractive women who are, see, this is what y'all guys got to understand. If you guys are lucky enough to get out with an 8, 9, or 10, right? They're accustomed to two type of men. Men who don't have the confidence to be out with them, or men who are confident and borderline arrogant, right? But let's just stick with confident, right? And so they decipher real quick which one are you. And so when you're sitting here quiet, sometimes they can associate that with, I don't want to screw this up. I don't want to screw this up is associated with not being confident. Do y'all guys get that? When you have that mindset. If you're a guy and you just have no game and you know you're lame and you're working on it, you're trying to improve those verbal skills and stuff like that, I still advocate for your best course of action is to just not fuck it up and say that. Typically, this is going to work good for the women who see you as a 9 or a 10. Most women would not see you as a 9 or a 10. Most women, if you're on a date with them, they will see you as a 5, 6, or 7. Why is that? Most women are more mental than physical. 9 cases out of 10, the average woman is going to see you as, okay, he's good looking, you know, and she might think you're hot. But most times than not, guys, that is not what's going to get her pussy wet. I'm telling you that shit right now. That is not what's going to get a woman's pussy wet. A guy who a woman sees as a 5, but can hold a good, charming, smooth conversation will turn her on way more than a guy who is a 9 in her eyes and lame as corny as hell. I'm telling you that shit right now. With women, they just not physical like that. They physical to a point to where you have to be attractive enough to where they at least want to give you their phone number. So you have to at least be that attractive. I won't kid you and say you can go up to a woman 500 pounds, looking dusty, and say a funny line and she gonna give you a number. No. She has to find you attractive. But if she finds you attractive and she gets you on a date and you don't know how to seduce her mind or fuck her mind, I'm telling you, not going to get anywhere. So this is going to come from the point of you have to have a game of talking points that you want to have in the date to where you know you can carry a conversation for at least an hour with the woman, getting to know her in a seductive, confident frame, which you combine that together and you get the masculine frame. Okay, guys? And so it's not about you sitting there being a mute, being boring, being unsure of yourself, or any of that. You have to learn how to talk and carry a conversation in a seductive, masculine, confident frame. I always, when I go on a date, I always have a case in point. I have a game for everything, guys. For getting girls' phone number off of dating apps and stuff like that, I always say, hey, how your day going? She responds. I say, do you live in Atlanta? The reason I want to find out, I want to find out where they live at is because I don't want to go back and forth with a girl, get a phone number just to find out the bitch live in San Francisco. So I learned early in the conversation, find out, does she live in Atlanta or is she just traveling here? All right. So you live in Atlanta? Yes, I live in Atlanta. What do you do for fun? Boom, boom. All right. You want to chat offline. And that's it. That's what I have a game plan. In the conversation aspect, a little different because I don't know exactly how the woman responds. I don't really know what she might ask me. So it's kind of more natural on the fly. I can't script it as much as I do the day nap, but it's more natural as in I know all my answers. If y'all guys want to know my answers, go to my trick questions video. And one of those are typically the questions I get. And so I already have pre-planned answers. All right. And for all y'all guys who don't understand that, when y'all guys see people like a LeBron James or Michael Jordan or Barack Obama or Donald Trump, they do interviews, they have a game plan. They sit down with people and they rehearse how to answer questions. Yeah, you don't just, when you see LeBron James and Donald Trump and Barack Obama, they don't just show up unprepared. Oh no. When he asks you this, so when he asks you about this situation here, how did you feel about after you left Miami? LeBron James already know what he gonna answer to that if it comes up. Maybe the guy don't ask him that question, but if it comes up, he already got a pre-planned answer for it. You guys need to have that also. You need to have a pre-planned game plan for when a woman throws you a curveball, you already got the answer to it. None of these people that go on these shows, on none of these podcasts, answer questions, don't already have an answer for what they already kind of know what the person might gonna answer. And so you have to have a pre-planned answer already in your head for it. The same way you go to an interview. You already know if you go to an interview and you ain't had a job in 3 years, you already know they're gonna ask you, so what have you been doing them 3 years? Jerking off? No, you have an answer. Well, I started freelance photography, had a passion for it. I did some painting. I went back to school. I had a little savings, so I just wanted to enhance my skills and stuff like that. You don't just show up like, good question. No, you have a plan. You have an answer. You already know. That's the same way you have to go to these dates. You need to have a plan and stick to the script. If something isn't working, try something else. You go on a date, the girl is going to ask you more than likely what happened to your last relationship. Why the fuck would you show up not unprepared how to answer that question? You know it's going to come up. You know the girl's going to ask you, why are you single? You go to a job interview, you know they're going to ask you what happened to your last place of employment. You didn't know that? You don't think this girl going to ask you what happened to your last relationship? You just show up looking around, oh, I can't believe that bitch asked me that. You know she going to ask you that. She going to ask you, do you like traveling? You don't got an answer for that. You don't know. You didn't think she going to answer that. You don't see every fucking goddamn profile on Hinge and Tinder talking about some, have your passport? And they ain't talking about passport bros. So you just unprepared. You didn't think she was going to ask you that. Even though she got the fucking shit with a fucking airplane emoji on a fucking profile. You just baffled that came up. Really? So you guys got to start having a game plan, a game of attack to answering these questions. Next, guys, could cause her to test you more. So if you are being overly masculine, you just sitting there like, boy, you really the real James Bond. Do y'all guys know, if any of y'all guys ever watch, I done watched plenty of prison documentaries. I done movies and stuff. I know movies and stuff is TV and stuff, but there's a lot of realism to it. Guys, y'all guys know one thing about any of these prison documentaries, what that one thing they always say. The people that come in there acting the toughest is the ones that get tested most. Y'all guys know this. So you know that the woman, if she don't feel your body language is not matching what you're protruding. So how this works, guys, is when you're acting more masculine than your body language or your swag suggests, people can see some fakeness there. So like when rappers who project the gangster lifestyle, I know I have a good sense right off the bat who's real, who fake. Right off the bat. When I first laid my eyes on Pooh Shiesty and I heard him, I said, he's a real knucklehead. I knew it right off the bat. And I'm not glorifying it. I'm just stating facts. I knew it right off the bat. As soon as I saw him, I said, he's a knucklehead. I know what it looks like. I know what it looks like. I know fake from phony guys who might have grew up in the hood but really never engaged in that type of. You mean to tell me you can't honestly look at Rollo and tell that fool was a gangster? Seriously, it took him going to prison. None of you guys could look at that fool and tell he was a goddamn knucklehead before he went to prison. I knew it anyway. Because his body language, the way he walked, talked, all suggested to me that what he was projecting was real. 50 Cent knew it right off the bat. The dude, I just knew it. Lloyd Banks, I never got that feeling that he was a real gangster. I don't really know what the fuck he was. I know he hang around 50 Cent. Just looking at Lloyd Banks, the way he walked, the way he talked, I never got this image of a true gangster. I never got it. I never got it from Dr. Dre. I never got it. When Dr. Dre dropped Ain't Nothing But a G Thing, I was like fucking 11 or 12 years old. And even then, I said, this dude ain't no real gangster. I was 11, 12 years old. 11, 12 years old, I could tell that motherfucker wasn't no real gangster. Wasn't gonna bust a goddamn grape. Wasn't gonna throw rice at a Chinese wedding. I knew that then. So the point, what I'm saying, guys, is when you are projecting this overly masculine frame and people, your body movements, your mannerisms don't match up to that, it could cause her to test you more. Okay, guys? That's why I don't want you to overly do it. I just want you guys to be mature. I just want you guys to be mature, not overshare and stuff like that. Don't turn into a dancing monkey. I don't want you guys to sit there and try to be James Bonds on these dates because you're not. I just want you to be confident and learn conversation skills in a mature frame, and you ain't finna sit here and be trying to think of something to make her laugh. Okay, guys? Next, guys, hard to maintain until it becomes you. Boy, it's hard to maintain that masculine frame. Woo, boy. It's hard. That little beta shit in you, he don't die easy. You know what that little beta doing? You know that little beta, he on your shoulder right here telling me something. Man, fuck AMS, man. Man, say something funny, man. She gonna let you fuck you, make her laugh, man. Because we have this, we are programmed from TV and shit with all this, make a woman laugh, make a woman laugh, make a woman laugh. That's the way to a woman's heart. Make her laugh, make her laugh, make her laugh. Meanwhile, when we growing up, all the guys who had the masculine mature frame, they the one getting their dick sucking, fucking. Meanwhile, motherfucker making them laugh, your ass ending up in the goddamn friend zone. Making them laugh, making them laugh. And it's going to be hard to make that shit die because in your head, if she ain't laughing, she losing interest. If she ain't laughing, she bored. If she ain't laughing, that means she don't find you cute. That's how we've been programmed to think. Most men. In actuality, it's the opposite. It's the fastest way to the friend zone. It's the fastest way to a masculine girl testing and trying to control the whole dynamics and all this other type of bullshit. That's what you get with that fucking laughing and joking and shit. And it's hard. You'll be sitting there and the girl should be talking and stuff like that. And in your head, since you just been programmed, she need to laugh, she need to be laughing, she need to be laughing. I need to entertain. She needs to be entertained. She looks bored. She's talking, but she looks bored. In your head, it always flares up in your head to do some simp shit. It's always there. It's always there, just out of the blue for no fucking reason at all, to just blurt, wow, I like your hair. Because you just program. Make a laugh, compliments. Make a laugh, compliments. And it literally is going to take you a while, guys, to override them beta tendencies in you that TV has programmed inside of us. Because that's all we've seen. I remember when I was 21, I literally showed up on a date with a goddamn rose. With a rose. A rose for the first date. Now the rose was only fucking $3, $4. The money don't matter. I'm goddamn brainwashed so bad by goddamn TV. One of them motherfuckers done programmed me to show up with a goddamn rose. And the girl loved the rose and she smelled it and all this and that. Gave me a big old hug and this, that, and the other. I still ain't smelled that pussy to this day. How I feel, your guess is best as mine. You know what it make me think? The rose was probably on the goddamn dresser while she probably was sucking some other dude dick. That's how my mind think. The rose was on her goddamn dresser while she getting donkey fucked by some other dude who ain't did none of that bullshit. Who ain't made a laugh, who ain't took her on a date, who ain't did a goddamn thing. Hit my ass on. Good rose. So I'm just letting you guys know, for all of you guys who have these beta tendencies, none of this masculine frame, none of this no validation, this shit gonna take years to develop. It ain't gonna come overnight. You're gonna have slip-ups. You'll be doing good. You'll be in your masculine, mature, seductive frame. And then you'll just have the goofiest outburst for no fucking reason. And then you have to catch yourself and all this other shit like, oh shit, I broke frame. It's gonna happen, guys. The bad thing about it, the reason it's the con though is, if you fall out of that frame one time, what can happen is the girl could think that you weren't being your authentic self. All right, guys. And so that's the con of it. The con isn't the not holding the masculine frame. The con is if she catches you out. Y'all guys want to know what I akin that to? Y'all guys ever been out with this sweet, innocent, bubbly girl and she just all feminine and submissive, and then she had this masculine outburst where she snapped at you kind of like mean and shit, and then she caught it and she knew she fucked up. She's like, well, I'm just playing with you. She caught it. She done played this sweet, submissive, feminine role. All cool. You think you got your soulmate. And then she had that one slip up where that masculine bitch came out, and then now you question yourself, well, which is her? Is it the feminine girl, or is it that bitch that I just saw right there 10 seconds ago? And so now, even though y'all might have been dating for 2 months, a whole month, now you're starting to question yourself, wait a minute. I saw the hood side of her just then. And it makes you start thinking like, is this the real her? Okay, guys? So then it could wipe away all the previous history, the first couple of dates or couple of months, and make you think that all that was a facade and this is who it really is. And last, guys, could make her think you're hiding something. Guys, if a woman perceives you as hiding something, what could happen is she can close off and not open up emotionally. That's why you got to have a balance with it. That's why you got to talk. That's why you got to have a conversation. Because if you do that, listen, I understand we all know our police rights, Miranda rights, and all this, that, and other, right? But if the police came and arrested me right now for first-degree murder, I'm not going to be quiet till I talk to a lawyer. I'm innocent. I'm talking. Well, I don't got a lawyer up. Well, lawyer up for what? I ain't killed nobody. I ain't even remotely hung with somebody that would kill somebody. Remotely. I don't got a lawyer up. Let's talk. Turn that goddamn camcorder on, video on. Let's talk. I'm finna tell you where I was at such and such time where such and such was killed. Because I ain't killed nobody. You go ask the police for a lawyer, off the bat, they know that's a dead sign giveaway. Why, guys, why would an innocent person need to hide behind silence? It don't make sense. If the police came and arrest you right now for killing somebody and you know you ain't killed no goddamn body, you need a lawyer? Honestly, I don't need a lawyer. I know when he got killed. Tuesday at what time? 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. I'll think wherever I was at, because you know there's a camera every goddamn well. Go subpoena them cameras at the gym or Whole Foods or my apartment building or wherever the fuck I was at, gonna have some evidence because I know I didn't do this. So I know there's a camera every goddamn well. Tell me what time it was and I'm gonna tell you who video shit you can go record, go subpoena. I ain't killed no goddamn body. I don't need to talk to no lawyer. I ain't killed no goddamn body. Now, if I did kill somebody, yeah, we gonna need to lawyer up. Yeah, I don't got nothing to say. Yeah, we're gonna need to talk to a lawyer. Cause I'm guilty. When you go on these dates with these girls and you're being too, the thing is everybody's taught the great mystery. I'll be a mystery. Be a mystery man. Mystery. Always a mystery. No, a mystery man. You're too much of a mystery, like you're goddamn hiding something. You know? Like you got 4 goddamn kids in Montana you're paying child support for, and 2 in Washington, D.C. that your ass just abandoned. Yeah, that's what mystery make me think. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking your ass goddamn got an OnlyFans, slinging dick on OnlyFans. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I'm thinking your ass got a capital murder warrant in California, motherfucker. So while we all want to be a mystery, you don't want to overshare, you want to have a balance. But if you just sitting there and you answering one word replies and this and that other shit like that, you're going to make a motherfucker thinking you got something to hide. Cool. But I'm telling you right now, you can't expect a woman to open up to you emotionally if she thinks you're hiding something. Okay, guys? So that's why you got to have the balance. All right, guys. I hope y'all guys learned something. I'll get back with you guys next time.